What are succubi like in your setting?
Horny. I mean, what other way would you have them?
Yeah.
Like, let's be serious.
Tempters, but never pleasures. They coax mortals into a spiral of degradation on the promise for carnal pleasure, but never making good on it. When the mortal is so debauched, they can scarcely recognise themselves. They harvest their victim's soul by killing them. The more debauched the soul, the more value it has.
So, Dark Elder, essentially. I do like that idea that succubi never give it up, though. Like, it's all about the temptation, but then you never... serial case of blue balls, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what I like the idea of succubi. I think...
Always edging, never coming.
Yeah. Or, like, honestly, just, like, the most depraved BDSM you can imagine, essentially.
Yeah. You know there are people who actually do that? They
Do
just
what?
edge constantly.
I don't get it, like...
And never finish.
That seems like... Why would... You know,
Like,
yeah,
would that not play on your mental health, though?
Yeah, like, if you're at that point, you already have other big problems going on in your head. That's all I'm going to say. There's already a lot going on there, and that's probably just a tip of the iceberg. Let's be serious. Things went downhill a long time before that. Let's just put that out there, right?
Dream rapists. YouTube's on our back at the minute, guys. They rap.
A hip, a hop, a hippie, a hippie.
They
Give me
rap.
a double beat. You know what? Can we have a lap and succubi at this point, please?
They rap any man who looks somewhat fit and virile. Attractive is not important. There's hope out there, guys.
Look, as long as you got the energy for it, right?
And use his semen to make cambions.
So they want them the milkies, then?
We want the milkies, which make...
No, my cummies, guys.
No steel
Cummies,
cummies.
demon. No steel cummies, please, no.
Which they eventually either take for their own purpose or orchestrate into positions to cause large-scale damage. Occasionally, said cambion will fight his or her nature to an extent, but the inherent need to torture and dominate is stronger than lust, and they feel sexual pleasure from acts of violence and cruelty, thus making this a difficult thing. Incubus work in a similar manner with women. They don't actually see sex or lust in the way we do, and instead as a tool. For example, they have the ability to grant wishes, but will usually want your reproductive rights in exchange. They can also take on the form of another person and commit acts of rape and violence for the sake of chaos. They overall are their own faction of fiends that plan on ruling the world through their offspring, who they want to eventually merge the realm of flesh with, the main reality, and turn the world into a Hellraise-esque plane. It is all part of their King Neral's plan. He himself is a Silveron, or the most powerful form of the entity capable of manifesting as a succubus or an incubus. They are genderless in their dimension, but must choose a form in our world, which is their true form, from then on in any other dimension. He has an origin and large-scale plan, but that would require much more room to discuss.
Interesting. I do like that idea of using them as sort of like spies or agents of sorts for like a greater demon
Plan.
Yeah, like a lot of scheming involved, and like, you know, what better, like, sure, I'm sure.
But I think that's, whenever I think of like succubis and incubuses and stuff like that, I do think of more planning and stuff like that, because what better way to lure people in to do what they want to do than sex?
Yeah, it is a good again, it's all about temptation, I suppose, and that's what their whole shtick kind of is to a certain extent.
A misunderstanding. Like much of what mortals think they know about angels and demons is wrong. Angels, demons, many gods, etc. are all actually the same kind of being. They are only given different names based on whether humanity thinks they are helpful or malevolent, which can change from summoning to summoning, so the same being can be called a bunch of different things throughout history. These entities are immoral and very alien to our world. They are only interested in what they get as payment, and understand if they perform a service in return for that payment. If you summon a demon and ask it to bake you some cookies in return for your soul, or summon the same demon and ask it to kill 1 million people in return for a small wooden doll, the demon thinks both transactions are functionally the same. because it has no comprehension of the consequences of its actions.
Oh, so more like a great old one, sort of like a fourth dimension sort of entity that doesn't really understand like the morals to us. It's just so different. We've got no idea. Yeah.
This is why demon summoning is so heavily banned, because the scale of destruction that can result from making a contract with a demon is immense compared to how easily and cheap it is to do so. The demons are only interested in novelties and curiosities to take back with them, but pretty much everything from our world counts as such to them. As long as it isn't something they already have, they will likely find it valuable. Succubi are just a demographic of entities that like to collect offspring rather than simple objects. Their price is a child, a cambion, that they can add to their collection. The sex is simply a means to that end, and they take shapes to be more appealing so that the summoner is more likely to agree to their terms. Over time, some of the details of succubi summoning have been lost, so a lot of demonologists makes the sex to be the purpose of the summoning rather than the price, which from the perspective of the demon is like being given a gift with no strings attached.
I like that. That's an interesting way to look at it. You know the way that they're describing it, it's not, but it kind of does remind me, and I can't help but have this image in my head, Hades from Hercules. Like, that sleazy, like,
James
Hollywood.
Woods.
Yeah, like a weird Hollywood director. It's like, you're gonna be a star, kid. And it's like, you gotta sign the contract. Or like Ursula, almost.
Yeah.
Would Ursula count as succubi to a certain extent? I don't know. Something about succubi but that's
if Hades and Ursula were succubi, that would be a completely different movie.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, I suppose that's demons in general, though.
Yeah.
Demons in general, setting up deals with devils, all that sort of thing, exchanging one thing for another.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that's just demons as a whole. That's not a succubi only thing, if that makes any weird sense. And even though, like
if anybody
Hades, I know he's not a demon, he's a bit different. But look, guys,
if anybody out there watches, which they probably don't, because I think I'm one of the only few who watch it, Ghost Adventures with Zach Baggins.
Do you think Zach's tried to summon a succubus to suck his dick before?
He has.
Has he? No way. He has.
Well, they went to a place,
right,
and it was like an old cabin. I think it was actually. Was it over here? Was it Zach? I think it was Zach. I'm nearly sure it was. No, it was Zach. It was extra. And they went to like a cabin, and there was the people there were like, oh yeah, men who stay in whatever room say that they feel like they're being like touched sexually and stuff like that. And Alyssa's like, I'm staying in that room.
Alright, Zach. Alright, no sweat,
so Zach stayed in it, and then the next morning he was like, I had like an outer body experience, and Alyssa's like, you had a wet dream.
Yeah.
You had a wet dream, my guy.
Yeah.
You need to watch it. It's so funny.
Honestly, I really want to play a Call of Cthulhu game that's pretty much just playing Zach
Baggins. Zach Baggins is such a fucking character to play.
I think he really does fit the mold so well.
He's so eccentric and just so extra.
And the thing is, he gets that bald guy to do everything.
Ethan.
I can't remember.
Aaron.
I don't know the names of them. But like, he bullies that wee fella up shop. Like anything.
That wee fella went through a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
He actually did.
Any guys watch Ghost Adventures? I really don't like it, honestly. Megan loves it though.
I love it for the entertainment value. Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know what's pretty fucking based? Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic.
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
Look, we've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. Actual cosmically evil beings in my settings are generally formless spiritual creatures that cannot easily manifest themselves in physical reality. These are what you generally refer to as true demons, the bodiless remnants of defeated celestials whose physical forms have been destroyed but who cannot be killed, and now persist in a state of madness at the factory floor of reality, where there's no light, hope, warmth or sound, growing madder and madder as the eons turn. Any demon that is vaguely humanoid is originally a person of some kind, often the result of true demons corrupting a civilization and manipulating them into an apocalyptic ritual that kills them all and sends their souls to the pit.
Okay, I don't want to get too... Would this be... guys...
What are you trying to say, and what are you trying not to say? Tell me off camera.
You know, the second you talk anything like this, Sodom and Gomorrah...
Oh, yeah.
Would that be, like, exactly what he's trying to talk about? Would that be a fair...
I would think...
what he's going for, like, an apocalyptic event, people that used to be...
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's what he's describing to me, anyway. The lost souls of...
I get it.
Yeah.
Where they're tortured for amusement, twisted into malign things, and sent back to reality to make life worse for everyone. Incubi and succubi are something of a special case. They're usually living humans that are born malformed or crippled or mentally handicapped, and are left out of life's bounty as a result. Demons prey upon the spite and desperation of such people, reaching out to them at their lowest point to offer them a new life, one where they are beautiful and desired, and can have everything they always wanted. The transformation warps their bodies and minds, magnifying their hate 1,000-fold, and bind them to their new demon masters.
I really like that. I think that's what I'm going to use for something.
I quite like that.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me an awful lot of the boys on X that are like, how do I summon a demon, guys? How do I summon a succubus?
How do I get my stick sucked?
You know what I mean? And I can definitely see what they're trying to say in that.
Yeah.
And also it kind of, you know what it kind of reminds me of as well? 300. You remember the Ween Gittent fella?
Oh, yeah.
And he goes to the harem and there's like all this like mad stuff going on.
Yeah.
And he's promised all this X, Y, and Z or whatever in exchange for betrayal.
Yeah.
You know, I think that what this guy's on about, I think it's my favourite so far, and I think it works very well. I love the idea of a twisted soul being twisted and changed over. You know what I mean? Converted in some weird way, shape, or form.
What do they do with the children that they bear once they return to their realm? We've no idea. Mortals can't go there. That realm might as well be outer space at the bottom of the ocean as far as we're concerned. It's not something we can survive. The Cambions can only survive there because they're part demon. And even then, they probably don't exist there the same way that they do here. It isn't a physical place like our world. Maybe they're kept as exotic pets. Maybe they're put on display like a snow globe and have no more agency than an inanimate object. Maybe they get eaten. Maybe they get treated very nicely by loving parents. There's no way to be sure. If anyone has summoned a succubus and asked them about it, we lost those notes.
Yeah, you know what, I'm going to go with this one. I like the idea of maybe they use them as a way of getting into the mortal realms. Maybe because they are part human, maybe they've got an easier time being summoned, and maybe once they can be summoned, they stay for a lot longer. Or maybe
that is what succubus are, though.
As a whole.
Because how would they be able to mate with them if they're not part human?
I think that's demon magic, though. I would argue.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to say demon magic. That's how they can reproduce. I wouldn't think too much of it, unless you want to go into tieflings and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not talking about tieflings. I'm not feeling it. But no, I do like the idea of them being able to like maybe walk between the worlds. Maybe.
Yeah, but I think any demon can do that.
It depends. I like the idea of the more I like it from 40k. For instance, like the more powerful the demon is, the harder it is
to get into.
Yeah, like
the real world.
Yeah, like you need to have more and more. Like you require a stronger ritual or an equal. Like if you want to get a demon prince, you're gonna have to get a few million souls. But if you want something a wee bit lighter, maybe you're only talking like 100 souls. Yeah, would that be a way to do it, maybe? I don't know.
Can your succubi have children? If so, how many demonic traits do they inherit? Fantasy A. Yes, and the child inherits a lot of fiendish traits. It's a way they spread influence in the mortal realm after all. And it takes several generations of breeding with humans to water the fiend blood down to what could be called half. Fantasy B. Yes, since succubuses and incubuses are job titles in demonic society. Let's just apply to your job. I want to be a succubus.
I want to be the titty demon, guys. How much is it for the titty demon?
Is that Instagram stars?
Yeah.
Instagram influencers now?
Instagram influencers probably have made a deal with a devil of some sort in exchange for your soul.
Yeah.
That goes for a lot of YouTubers as well, let's be serious.
Though they deal with the complications all demons suffer from, namely their edgier death metal themed Deadpool cancer. Children turn out surprisingly normal. Fantasy C. It's their main purpose. Those who escape hell and find sanctuary ironically try to go celibate. But while evil is not quite as instilled in their nature as other demons, their desire for sex is pretty strong. The child will only exhibit unseen demonic traits. Increased libido, aggressive and rebellious, and a real handful but not impossible to raise into a responsible member of society. Urban fantasy. Very yes. Child inherits fuckloads of magic, sometimes a horn and a tail. Superheroes. Yes, but only really young succubi and incubi can. As mentioned, they end up riddled with STDs, sleep deprivation, etc. And it basically means that they're sterile, / going to miscarry a lot. Their immortality only really extends to them and doesn't protect their children too well.
That's a good breakdown. I think he's worked into that quite nicely, I think.
They appear androgynous and hermaphroditic in their natural, untransformed state. They are less an intersex creature, more a creature that was designed to mimic an interface with mortal sex organs. They have some inborn knowledge of sex behaviour and thinking because of this, but those things are also largely alien to them for the same reason. While they have words that refer to transforming into both sex mortal shapes, they find it strange that mortals use two words to refer to them despite understanding that they are one shapeshifting creature. They can modulate demonic and sex traits independently, and they can modulate multiple sex traits independently, though they are not naturally inclined towards the latter, and it requires effort on their part. Having their gonads struck while external usually results in a defensive, reflective female transformation. Those with combat experience usually mix internal gonads with masculine musculature and exaggerated demonic features to fight. However, they rarely engage in combat. They exist only to promote immortal sexual behaviour and sire cambions, and usually would rather flee when compromised. This is part of the reason that mortals almost never see them outside of sex shapes. As a result, mortals are unanimously believed that their form is dichotomous. They are understood to be either male or female at any given time. That's what I think about whenever I read about succubus. Like they can change from either male or female.
I like the idea of they're kind of like the Mirror of Erised from Harry Potter, and like they turn into. I know
what that is because I'm a fucking Harry Potter nerd.
Well, I like the idea of they turn into whatever the person it is looking at them wants to see.
Oh.
Would that be a fair...
yeah.
Like, maybe they don't even have, like, a little shape at all.
They're just, like, a being.
They're just a being, and it depends on who the person is that's looking at them. Like, there could be multiple people in the same room, but they all look different to that individual person. Would that be a way to describe them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shapeshifters, really. And, like, they're not from our plane of existence, and... anything that's not from our plane of existence, I don't think should have any understanding.
So, what you're telling me is... if you want a tomboy,
yeah, you would get one. What your heart desires the most is what you would get.
Okay.
Maybe not your heart.
Where's the Ouija board?
Maybe your dick. Don't get the Luigi one night.
Luigi board.
Get the Luigi board out. Okay, well, you know what? I'm actually kind of. I've only gone into one succubus ever, and I don't know why. Because you would think succubi would be like a more common.
I thought you meant IRL.
Oh, IRL.
I was like, when?
I better dig the sparse with it. She's mental, like, she kept getting her titties out and stuff. It was fucking insane. It was like, maybe that was just a crackhead. I don't know, actually, never mind. No, we did Bella the Fiend
Yes.
And she turned everyone, the villagers, instead of into imps, she turned them all into simps. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. If you want the adventure, it's up for sale on the website. So, you know, that's a thing that exists.
Yes. Go have a look.
Yeah, go check it out. It's got a lot of artwork.
Check out the models as well. They're pretty cool, not gonna lie.
How do you guys like your succubi? And I'm going to assume with big fat titties, we do have one of those models as well.
Yeah, we do.
We've actually got a male version as well.
Yeah, we do.
Should have given him a bigger bulge, if I be honest with you. You know?
I'm raging like they didn't just give him a straight up dick.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't think you guys would have bought him with just like a massive head.
Yeah.
Imagine having a paint right.
I mean, like, you know, the nipples are sculpted on anyway, so like, you know, I don't know, like, you know, you never know what you're going to need. you know, sometimes you need the equipment for the job, you know, and you know
that you can't be a succubus or an incubus with a dick.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, like, you know. Anyway, how do you guys like to use them? I really like the idea of they were twisted immortals. I really like that idea, and I think you could really work that in.
Is that why? I just had brain. But is that why they're called succubus and incubus?
Why? Because they suck.
Because incubus suck, or a succubus sucks, and an incubus goes in.
I don't think so, but I think that's what I'm going to.
Am I making big brain right now?
You know, maybe I'm going to assume it's probably a Latin word though.
Big brain.
So
no,
I'm going to assume it's
succubus suck, and incubus go in.
All right, well there we go. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, guys.
If you're looking to summon a demon, actually, I got a good book about summoning demons as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got to set that one in. The Book of Antithesis is actually really interesting. So it is. It actually does have a lot of like demonic occult stuff mixed in, like real world occult mixed in with like D&D, like, you know, with role-playing games in general. It's actually really cool. Again, anytime I bring it up, we're not sponsored. I just think it's a really cool book, so it's something to check out. Is there anything else to talk about? So tell us, how do you like your succubi? Do you like itty bitties, like wee perky things, or do you want like big fucking
mummy milkies?
Mummy milkies, you know what I mean? That's a little question of the day. What's their hole like? Have they got like a big asshole or what?
A big asshole?
Yeah, well, not like, no, you want the actual hole to be tight, but you want the
ass to be big.
Yeah, you want the ass to be big, not the hole. The hole's gotta be hole's gotta be. No. Look, guys.
He was just digging himself into the hole.
Why, you said you got a big white hole? Alright, guys, I think we're going to end it here before we get any more into it, alright? Let us know your thoughts, and I suppose you don't need to tell.
Let us know what your thoughts and prayers are.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, guys.
Check out the links. Sub.
I don't really have anything else to say on that without getting even worse.
Is there any point to like a video now?
Probably not. I don't actually think there is a point, because
leave
they got
thumbs up in the comments.
You know what? Comments mean so much more than likes. Likes mean absolutely.
If you want to like the video and you don't want to comment, just give us a thumbs up and comment.
Yeah, that could work very well. Anyway,
look, we're gonna go.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep mumbling. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you later.
Bye.
All those moments will be lost in time. Like